afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday, I guess it is. Catherine Merck sitting in for Susan, who's off today. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me right after Christmas. Hope everyone had a wonderful holiday.
Did you?
Yes, it was great.
Yeah,
good to be a family, good food, good things. And you?
Yeah, with friends and hung around here, so that's nice, too.
Yeah. We were just talking about the weather.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So we'll get to that in just a minute. But first, here's what's making news on this day after. Madison's new drop-in men's shelter sees continued increases in those seeking help and a drop in donations. We'll find out how they're faring.
Israel expands its ground offensive into Palestinian refugee camps. Hospitals are at a breaking point.
An attack on U.S. service members prompted President Biden to order U.S. airstrikes in Iraq. I'm Nicole Skanga at the White House with the latest on retaliation against Iranian-backed fighters.
Well, let's take a look outside. This is Monroe Street, Santa Lane. Everybody's got an inflatable Santa down there.
No snow for those Santas, though.
No, not at all. A little more December-like, but we're still above normal. Alex Harrington is in the backyard. A little change from yesterday.
Yeah, just a little bit of a change, but I can't wait to show this map here. 20 degrees colder right now than where we were last night. We were just talking about this in the studio. It's pretty mind-boggling when I say it's 20 degrees colder right now than where we were at 4 o'clock yesterday. And the temperatures are still above normal for this time of year. Normal highs are right around 30 degrees, and our current temperatures are in the middle to upper 30s. So that just goes to show how warm your Christmas was. 34, 35, they seem to be really popular numbers across Dane County. And again, this is a couple degrees warmer than where we should be for this time of year. If you're going to take your dog out for an evening walk, I must do that. Loki will be waiting for me after the 4 o'clock show with toys all over the house because we didn't get a walk earlier today, but we will this evening with temperatures in the 30s, quiet, cloudy conditions. Enter the dark glasses for the cloudy conditions. But I want to show the drought monitor graph because parts of southwestern and central Wisconsin, portions of our area, are still dealing with severe drought, and we just had rain on your Christmas. I'll show you the impacts up from that rainfall, and we have another weather system that we're going to be tracking as we go into Thursday, just how much rain we can expect from that weather system and if there might be some snowflakes with that weather system. That's coming up in Maine weather. Viewer photo here from Sauk City. Thanks our friend Ron Berg showing us the Wisconsin River, all lively there. And you can send us those weather photos so we can show the weather on air. It's really easy. Channel3000.com/weather and click the post your own button. Again, coming up in Maine weather, we're going to look at the impacts of the Christmas rain on the drought situation and do a little prediction into 2024.
All right. Thank you, Alex. First at 4, the Madison Men's Emergency Shelter has seen some changes in the past year, ranging from hours of operation to its location.
Our Jalen Banks caught up with the shelter on the current state of the shelter and joins us now live. Jalen?
The Men's Emergency Drop-In Shelter has called their Zaire Road location home now for a little over a year. And this winter, they've seen higher numbers of individuals seeking help, seeing an average of 250 to 300 people a night. Numbers that have put a strain on the shelter after seeing less aid and donations come in. But the director of the location says despite the recent struggles, lending a helping hand is still worth it.
You just try to give them the respect and dignity that they deserve as human beings, learn their stories, build relationships with them, and truly get to know who they are, whether they're in a tough situation or not.
The shelter accepts donations of food, clothing, and other basic necessity items during daytime hours. Tonight at 5, we'll hear more on the future and the outlook of the men's shelter.
All right, thank you, Jalen. One person was taken to the hospital with serious injuries after being hit by a car on Christmas night. In an incident report from the Madison Police Department, police and fire crews were called to the 1100 block of West Badger Road, just off of Fish Hatchery Road at about 8:40 on Monday night. The driver of the car, who hit the pedestrian, cooperated with investigators.
The Israeli military says it has expanded its ground offensive in the Gaza Strip to the densely populated urban refugee camps in the central part of the territory. Residents reported shelling and airstrikes shaking up the built-up towns that are now crowded with Palestinians who fled northern Gaza in the early stages of Israel's ground offensive. Even as pressure builds for a ceasefire, Israel's military chief predicted the war in Gaza will likely continue for months, saying there are no shortcuts to dismantling a terrorist organization. But the World Health Organization says Gaza's hospitals are near a breaking point.
Non-stop, 24 hours a day, serious and critical injuries coming in, and a very small staff to help them.
A peace proposal put forward by Egypt calls for a phased hostage release and a new Palestinian government in Gaza, but so far, neither side has shown enthusiasm for the plan.
U.S. forces carried out an airstrike in Iraq overnight, hitting Iranian-backed militant groups. Our CBS crew from Washington, D.C. has more details.
U.S. forces carried out airstrikes on a militant group based in Iraq. The strikes early Tuesday targeted 3 sites controlled by Kataib Hezbollah, a group backed by Iran. President Biden ordered the strikes, believed to have killed a number of militant fighters. The move was in retaliation for a drone attack on an airbase used by U.S. troops near the city of Erbil. That attack wounded 3 Americans, one of them critically. The Iraqi government condemned the U.S. airstrikes, calling it a hostile act, but the Biden administration says it will do what it takes to protect U.S. personnel based in the region. The Pentagon says militant groups have carried out more than 100 attacks on U.S. forces in Syria and Iraq since Hamas attacked Israel October 7th. The U.S. continues to support Israel in its war against Hamas. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, the White House.
Hezbollah forces in Lebanon have stepped up their attacks in northern Israel, prompting the Israeli government to warn the group to, quote, back off.
Well, families and communities are coming together today for the start of Kwanzaa, the annual African-American cultural celebration which runs through January 1st. The holiday's name comes from the Swahili phrase meaning first fruits and honors 7 different principles, including creativity. Young people visited the Children's Museum of Manhattan. They got to practice creativity today with music and art. They used paper cups, construction paper, fabric, markers, and more to make drums to celebrate the festive holiday.
Drumming is one of the ways in which a family can choose to celebrate the holiday, as well as singing, dancing, and storytelling.
Kwanzaa dates back to 1966 and also celebrates the principles of unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, and faith.
For this giving season, in our Time for Kids partnership with SSM Health, we asked you at home to participate in our Colorful Connection Coloring Sheet campaign. And that's exactly what you've done. We've received a total of 357 sheets. These sheets have been delivered to patients and their families who have spent time in the hospital during the holiday season. News 3 and SSM Health would like to thank Marquette Elementary School, Madison Marriott West, Broadhead Middle School, Rainbow Child Care Center, and all of you at home that sent in your beautiful colorings and messages in.
Very important, makes a big difference.
For sure.
Well, New Year's Eve preparations continue in New York City. The New Year's Eve numerals were installed atop One Times Square this morning. The numerals arrived last week after a cross-country road trip from California. The 4 numerals use a total of 588 energy-efficient LED bulbs. And on the West Coast, it's a tradition every year at this time as 10,000 volunteers participating in the prepping the floats for the 2024 Rose Parade. We've seen this ourselves. The Times Wisconsin has played in the granddaddy of them all, preparing the floats that'll glide down Pasadena's Colorado Avenue on New Year's Day. Every inch of each float must be covered with flowers or other natural materials like leaves, seeds, fruits, vegetables, or bark.
Ready? These are the flowers, the daisies that go up in the trees, and they're being cleaned because they're a little dusty. And once they're cleaned, we will be applying parsley on the green and then crushed rice on the flowers, and then there'll be a live bouquet in the center.
And the times we covered the float preparation, we were always impressed with how great the warehouses smell with all those flowers. And it is a race to the end.
Absolutely.
Because they got to keep them fresh.
A lot to do in a short amount of time,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Well, are you looking for a new exercise option? How about a good stretch?
We'll look at the benefits of a good stretch when Live at 4 continues.
Menards is the one-stop shop for everything you need. Get a truckload of savings on items you need every day for everyone in your household. We have it all, from big to small and everything in between. Brewpub Lots-O Matzo Pizza is made with the hungry in mind. It's loaded with over ½ a pound of real Wisconsin cheese and piled high with your favorite premium toppings. Get 2 for $12 now at Menards. Limited time only.
Save big money at Menards. This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life. They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This new year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CRV. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back. Stretch studios have been popping up across the country over the last several years.
It's a health trend people of all ages and flexibility are taking part in. CBS's Jared Hill shows us how it all works.
The staff here at Stretch Zone in Manhasset, New York, help people get a leg up.
So we're going to open up the hips first, relax.
This practitioner-assisted stretch therapy studio loosens up clients from head to toe, regardless of age or flexibility.
You lay down on a comfortable table. We do all the work. You get all the benefits.
General Manager Christine Petronella says those benefits are both physical and mental.
More mobility, more flexibility, balance, reduces depression, also reduces blood pressure.
I know you love this one, yeah.
I do like that one. 39-year-old Stephen Scharf knew his body was trying to tell him something.
I would wake up with a stiff lower back, and I found myself just uncomfortable, and I knew my body was tight.
Months of regular sessions have him feeling like a new man.
For me, I wake up and just mentally I'm happier, and I just feel much better.
Now, outside of the studio, there are some things to keep in mind for limbering up on your own.
Don't bounce. Stretch in a smooth movement. Breathe and hold your stretch for 30 seconds. Strive for symmetry, equal flexibility on both sides, and warm up a little bit before you stretch. You risk injury if you stretch cold.
Feel good. Oh, yeah.
Experts say you'll make the best gains if you keep at it. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Some of that sounds like I need it right now a little bit.
Yeah, and there's a few of them here.
Yeah,
These studios, but you want to check with your doctor or a physical therapist before you have a chronic illness. You don't want to be stretching things that might not be stretchable.
Makes sense, for sure. Well, it is the day after Christmas, and when it comes to holiday gifts, they say it's the thought that counts.
But many Americans are thinking of taking some unwanted presents back and may find out if it can be a pricey proposition. The presents have been opened, but not all of them are a hit. A survey finds 40% of consumers plan to return at least one gift this holiday season, but a growing number of major retailers are now charging for return shipping. The logistics company Navar says 40% of companies are adding a fee, up from 31% last year. Even Amazon is charging $1 for packages taken to UPS. Expense is the reason why. Navar estimates a $100 item could cost a retailer $32 to get it back and resell, with transportation to the warehouse being the first major expense.
When it arrives in the warehouse, it's got to be scanned and put back in and made available to sell. And there's labor involved with all of that.
Samantha Gordon with Consumer Reports says most retailers allow returns until the end of January, but there are exceptions for electronics. And of course, the most important thing is a receipt to make sure you get back the value of your gift. Speaking of gifts, stocks continue to rally on Wall Street with the major U.S. indexes nearing record highs. The Dow Industrials added 159 points, closing at 37,545. The NASDAQ gained 81. The S&P 500 tacked on 20. Well, all this week we'll be looking at the stories and people that made news in 2023.
Today, from America's deadliest wildfire in 100 years to arrests in a couple of high-profile cold cases to a life and death comeback on the football field.
Bradley Blackburn looks back at the news that made national headlines this past year.
Fast-moving flames devastated Maui in August, killing at least 97, making it America's deadliest wildfire in 100 years.
We've been pulling people out since last night.
Smoke from Canadian wildfires turned the skyline orange along the East Coast in June and impacted air quality as far as the Midwest. Extreme weather brought blizzard conditions and a tropical storm to Southern California, made the annual Burning Man Festival in the Nevada desert a muddy mess, and baked Phoenix, Arizona for 31 days, with highs 110 degrees or above.
Free, free Palestine!
The Israel-Hamas war led to protests across the country, with the FBI director warning of unprecedented terror threats amid the conflict.
The threat level has gone to a whole nother level since October 7th.
Tensions rose to a fever pitch on college campuses, and the president of the University of Pennsylvania resigned following her testimony at a House hearing on anti-Semitism. Protesters demanded justice for Tyree Nichols, who died after a violent encounter with Memphis police officers. Gun violence surged in 2023. The year started with 2 deadly mass shootings in California and a first grader who shot his teacher in Virginia.
A 6-year-old. It is unprecedented.
Michigan State University and UNLV both experienced deadly shootings on campus, while 3 9-year-olds were among those killed at a Nashville elementary school. Mass shootings took more lives at a bowling alley in Maine, a bank in Kentucky, and a Dollar General store in Florida. With border crossings at near record levels, Texas installed a floating barrier on the Rio Grande to keep migrants out. It faced legal challenges, while mayors of big cities demanded more federal help to deal with the massive influx of asylum seekers.
This is not sustainable.
The U.S. Coast Guard led the search for 5 people on board a submersible headed to the Titanic wreck. Their trip ended in tragedy. A series of summer shark sightings kept beachgoers on edge. New York police made an arrest in the string of unsolved killings on Long Island known as the Gilgo Beach murders. There was also an arrest in another high-profile cold case, the 1996 murder of hip-hop star Tupac Shakur.
I'm innocent.
And it took a jury less than 3 hours to convict disgraced South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh for the murders of his wife and son. A toxic train derailment near the Ohio-Pennsylvania border forced communities to evacuate. After suffering a cardiac arrest on the football field, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin made a triumphant return in October, playing in his first NFL regular season game.
Astonishing pass!
The man Time magazine calls the greatest living soccer player moved to the U.S., joining Inter Miami. Lionel Messi sold out games and helped the last-place team win the League's Cup, its first major trophy. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Whew.
Wow. Lots
going
this year.
on.
Yeah, for sure.
And later in this newscast, Charles Franklin will review what happened in politics in 2023 and look ahead to what to expect in 2024. And up next, our Will Loper reviews the new movies that opened over the long holiday weekend.
And it's a long list of films. We'll get the Will's thoughts when Live at 4 continues.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
Pick and Save gives you so many ways to save. On top of our lower than low prices, enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon. And with a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Plus, our weekly sales will keep your budget merry and bright. So get rewarded and save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Hurry in, America. It's time to visit your Ford dealer for the final days of the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Choose from a large inventory of Ford vehicles equipped with technology and flexibility for any season. It's your last chance to get special offers on our great selection of Ford vehicles. Only during the final days of the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Now get a built Ford Tough F-150 STX for $399 a month for 36 months with $53.49 cash due at signing. See your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Hi, I'm Gary Canolti, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me March 23rd through April 1st as we become immersed in Hawaiian culture and take in breathtaking views of Oahu, Kauai, and Maui. Enjoy a balance of scheduled must-see attractions and free time to relax in paradise. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC for more information and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
This time of year, we gather, we celebrate, and we remember the things that matter most. For us, that's you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care, because the way you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
One winter in the early 60s, a quirky young musician drifted into Madison like a complete unknown. Today, he's a cultural icon. Explore a pivotal stop on Bob Dylan's road to fame with Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now. Congratulations to Madison Magazine for earning 9 awards in the Milwaukee Press Club Excellence in Wisconsin Journalism Competition, including top honors for Best Single Story or Feature Design and Best Feature Photograph.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
We'll take a look at this. 'Tis the season for giving, and hockey fans in Henderson, Nevada did not disappoint, hurling thousands and thousands of stuffed animals onto the ice during an annual holiday toy drive at Silver Knights hockey match at the seasonal donation event called Lucky Launch. Fans were told to hold their donatables until the first goal was scored, but then all bets were off as they let the fluffy friends fly. Gameplay had to be paused to clear the rink, but it was worth it. The organization later reported they collected more than 15,000 stuffed animals, more than double their haul from the previous year.
Wow. Applause to the cleanup crew of that one.
Look at that. Wow.
That's what it looks like at my house. When I go home, I go to Loki's toy box and I take all those toys and I throw them right up in the air. Get them all excited. They've been gone all day.
My dogs take the toys out of the toy box and haul them out.
We got. Have you trained them to go back, put them back in the box yet?
No, they trained me.
Same with Loki too. Yeah. And actually, weather-wise, good walking weather for getting your dogs out over the course of the next couple days. There's one weather system that we're going to track for Thursday. Rain and some snow coming up.
Dane County Humane Society is your local nonprofit animal shelter. Your donation supports the care and comfort of thousands of companion animals, farm animals, and wildlife in need every year. Go to giveshelter.org to donate today.
Do more together this holiday in the Chevy that's right for you. The award-winning Chevy Equinox, the hard-working Chevy Silverado, or the all-new high-tech Chevy Trax. Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $5,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
A 33-year-old woman has fenders and a new headlight installed on her bike, but the parts are badly designed and cause her to crash. She never walks again. She decides to hire Habish, Rotier, and she receives $14.5 million. The Habish team negotiates with the headlight manufacturer in Germany, the fender company in Hong Kong, the fender designer in Madison, and the bike shop in Seattle. It is literally the opposite of one phone call and a quick settlement. Habish, Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
What you doing?
I'm locking in my prospects. It's the best way to win big on fantasy sports.
Yeah, like what? I got you. Oh, a black genie.
You picked 6 right. You win 25 extra cash. Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100.
Garage doors are what, number 3 on return on investments right now? A new garage door can raise the value of the whole street. When the neighbors start seeing your door, they're going to say, who did that? Precision did that.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
It's the Planet Fitness You Can Still Join a Gym in 2023 sale. Now through December 29th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you'd do 11 and a half months ago. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. It's not too late. This can still be your year. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry. Deal ends Friday, December 29th.
Dane County Humane Society is your local nonprofit animal shelter. Your donation supports the care and comfort of thousands of companion animals, farm animals, and wildlife in need every year. Go to giveshelter.org to donate today.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, folks, I'm not going to lie. I was a little torn. What frames am I going to wear to match the weather forecast? I went with the dark ones because the skies are going to stay cloudy at least into this evening, but I could have got the gold ones out because we're going to see mild temperatures sticking around for the next couple of days, but I suppose I could have had the blue ones too because we are tracking some small chances of precipitation as we go Thursday and then again on Sunday, so a little bit of mixed in the frames forecast, I guess. Temperatures out there right now, 34 in McFarland, 34 in Madison, 35 in Cross Plains, and this is 5 degrees above normal from where we should be for this time of year, which is right around 30 for high temperature. We were around 40 earlier, and temperatures have been steadily cooling off throughout the day. But again, this is pretty good for the end of December. I mentioned I'll be doing a walk with Loki this evening. Great walking conditions, dry, temperatures in the lower to middle 30s, maybe a flurry out there. But now we move forward here, folks. And first weather, I brought up drought. Let's track our next weather system that will bring some small amounts of precipitation to the area. So we fast forward here to Wednesday, starting off right around 30 degrees. We'll have partly sunny skies. Temperatures rising up to around 40. That's 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. We're getting pretty spoiled with that. Then as we head towards Thursday, look at this. 4 a.m. in the morning, maybe some rain and snow showers from the Dells over to Watertown, and then that scoots off towards the south and towards the west as we go through Thursday morning at 9 o'clock. You're seeing a lot of blue here, but look at the temperatures in the lower to middle 30s. We could have some of those wet snowflakes mixed in with some raindrops. I think any road conditions, roads will probably just be wet because temperatures will be climbing up to right around 40 degrees for high temperatures on your Thursday. We'll take any bit of water we can get. Latest weather models getting, let's say quarter to half inch from Boscobel, Lone Rock to the Dells and points to the south and towards the east. We need this moisture because we do have drought conditions out there. Again, snowfall amounts low, way under an inch with that. And a lot of that's not going to stick because the ground is so wet. Well, unfortunately, where they need the rain or they need the precipitation, Viroqua, Camp Douglas, Dells, they're still experiencing severe drought out there. So hopefully these future model runs will bring some of that precipitation a little bit further to the north and towards the west where our friends really need it. We're still down for the month. We had about 4/10 yesterday with that Christmas rain, and look at where we're at for the year. We're still down 8 inches. So drought conditions prevail out there. We have that one chance of some precipitation scattered as we go into Thursday. Then as we head out towards 2024, a few snow flurries in the forecast here. But look at this. Temperatures stay in the upper 30s to right around 40 degrees, even as we cool off as we head out towards the new year. Those temperatures are still above normal for this time of year, at least, well, not that Thursday. Way next Thursday, 29 will be at normal. Hey, viewer photos, cold, warm, snow, doesn't matter. Send them to us. Channel3000.com/weather. Just click that post your own button. And I think we have some viewer photos here to take a look at. This is the foggy conditions that we had just the other night. Jalen and I were reporting those foggy conditions over the weekend. There's some fog. Thanks, Lori from Baraboo there. Again, super easy for us to send these weather photos. All you have to do is First Warn Weather app, click the submit button. There's some more fog there from the Blue Mountains area a little bit earlier in these past couple days where we've had perfect conditions for fog.
I like fog.
It's all right. It's okay. Kind of that mystical sort of feel out there, right? And it's mild, so there's a plus with that.
Yeah.
But maybe a little more back to normal eventually.
A little bit more December-like temperatures in the 30s, not mid-50s and rain, right? So a little bit back to normal.
Okay.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, of course.
A trip to the movie theaters might be a good idea right now.
There's something for everyone in the new releases this past weekend. Here's film critic Will Loper with the speed round of the new movies.
Hey, Mark and Catherine. From superheroes to musicals, dramas to romantic comedies, nearly every genre of movie was released in some form on Friday this past weekend or Christmas Day. Join me for a speed round as I cover all the new movies playing in theaters right now.
Ooh, you look rough.
Leading the pack at the box office this weekend was Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, making a dismal $28 million.
I'm the king of Atlantis.
Jason Momoa returns as the hero who can talk to fish and rides a giant translucent seahorse. But besides Patrick Wilson giving 110% performance, this movie is badly written and even worse, boring. Watching an aquarium at a dentist's office for 2 hours would be more exciting than this movie. In third place, making $12 million, is the animated film Migration, featuring the voices of Kumail Nanjiani and Elizabeth Banks.
We're on an adventure.
It's no Minions, but kids will be more than entertained by the story of a family of ducks migrating to Jamaica.
Is that a little scary? Sure, but isn't it worth it?
In fourth is the rom-com Anyone But You, starring Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell.
There's no way we can convince anyone we actually like each other.
If you need your rom-com fix, the movie about two people who dislike each other pretending to be a couple will scratch that itch.
Titanic me.
Are they watching?
Are they doing Titanic?
They're gone. Show's over.
Oh my God.
Opening in sixth is The Iron Claw, starring Zac Efron and the true life story of the Von Erich family.
Ever since I was a child, people said my family was cursed.
A group of brothers in the professional wrestling world who vie for their father's approval and love is almost crushing in its devastating story.
Now, we all know Kerry's my favorite, then Kev, then David, then Mike. But the rankings can always change.
But it's also one of the best of the year, with a fantastic leading performance by Efron.
Your job is to wrestle. Live up to that deal, or we are through.
And opening on Christmas Day, Michael Mann's latest film, Ferrari.
If you get into one of my cars, you get in the win.
Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz shine in the story of the car maker who needs to win a race to save his company.
Well, half the cards are in my hand.
George Clooney directs the film The Boys in the Boat.
They said we couldn't compete with the richest schools in the nation.
The Washington boat has taken the lead.
The real-life story follows an underdog rowing team at the Berlin Olympics.
That bunch of kids rode like no one else that's ever come through here.
And finally, new in theaters is the musical remake of The Color Purple.
Afternoon. I need me a wife.
Even if we have to part, you and me, us have one heart.
The tone shifts between the traumatic story and the bright and uplifting songs can be jarring, but with great performances all around, especially by Danielle Brooks, makes it a remake worth seeing. For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
There's a lot of good movies there.
A good time of year for it, that's for sure.
Absolutely. All right, Charles Franklin is standing by, looking back at the notable political stories of 2023.
And then at 5, why making returns and exchanges is one of the trickiest parts of the holiday season. That's at the top of the hour.
Perfect.
What did you get us?
With the click of a pen, you can get a new Volkswagen at the Sign Then Drive event. Hurry in to lease a new 2024 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing. Limited inventory available.
Menards has everything you need to make your home a better place to live. Procter & Gamble meets all your cleaning needs, whether it's laundry or dishes. They have it all. Stock up on Tide laundry pods. Grab this Dawn Ultra Dish Soap. Or pick up Bounty Essential Paper Towel. Right now, get a $10 rebate on qualifying purchases of $40 or more of these and other brand name products from Procter & Gamble.
Save big money at Menards.
Volunteering offers more than benefits for those served. Volunteers reap health benefits from the time they give. RSVP of Dane County's Driver Services Program needs volunteers to provide rides to medical appointments and deliver meals to older adults in Dane County. Ideal candidates are of legal driving age, love to drive, and meet new people. Schedules are very flexible, and volunteer drivers will use their own vehicles and are reimbursed for mileage. To make a difference this holiday season, please contact RSVP of Dane County today.
People across Wisconsin are enjoying the rewards, stability, and flexibility of a career in healthcare. Why not you? WISC Caregiver Careers can get you started as a certified direct care professional. You'll learn the skills you need to make life better for older adults or people with a disability. All training is free and online, plus earn $500 in bonuses. Start your new career. Sign up today at WISCcaregiverCDCP.com.
Perfect.
What did you get us?
With the click of a pen, you can get a new Volkswagen at the Sign Then Drive event. Hurry in to lease a new 2024 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing. Limited inventory available.
New at 5, the Christmas gift return rush has started. Just one day after the holiday, we'll hear from shoppers and store managers on the exchange frenzy.
While it won't be nearly as warm as it was over Christmas, temperatures will remain above normal into the start of the new year. Some rain and snow showers are likely on Thursday. At 5, I'll let you know what the weather will be like into the New Year holiday.
And ahead at 6, we look back at the most popular stories from the year from channel3000.com. Find out which headlines had people reading the most. That's tonight at 6.
Next year. Here's a live look at downtown Madison on this Tuesday. I think it feels like Monday, doesn't it?
Yes. Yesterday felt like Sunday. Everything's off.
Upside down. Well, the end of December is traditionally a time to look back and reflect on the year that was. And what better person to review the political comings and goings of 2023 than this guy, the director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin. Welcome back.
Good to be here. Last time of the year, I presume.
Yes.
Something really happens this week.
So a lot of stuff, state politics, a lot of stuff going on there.
It's a busy year. You know, if you kind of go through chronologically, we had the Supreme Court election, then we had the budget. In the fall, we've got the decision on redistricting, so a lot happening. I think, you know, the Supreme Court election we can talk more about, but the things that the legislature and the governor were able to agree on were kind of notable. That we got a bipartisan bill on school funding for both public and voucher schools. We got shared revenue that expanded shared revenue throughout the state, but especially gave property or sales tax options to Milwaukee City and County. That's a big deal. And, you know, we got a budget passed on time. In the Brewer Stadium, can't forget that one too. So I don't want to oversell the bipartisanship, and there were people unhappy with all of those from both sides of the aisle. But that's what happens if you actually want a bipartisan compromise.
A little light at the end of the tunnel there.
Maybe a little bit. I don't want to overpromise on that, but a little bit.
And the Supreme Court election ramifications for next year.
Absolutely, because it flipped the majority on the court. The redistricting decision that just came out this month is the first step in the ramifications of that. Those new districts are supposed to be submitted by January 19th or 12th, I believe. So there's still time to go on that and maybe appeals, but it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about this most recent redistricting decision?
Yeah, it sets up the redistricting process. As I understand it, both the legislature and the governor can submit plans, but if they fail to agree on a plan, the court can order the redistricting. They'll have an expert do the redistricting. I think there are a couple of things there. One is it could have big ramifications. The nearly 2/3 majority of Republicans in the Assembly and the just over 2/3 in the Senate, state Senate, could be scaled back. On the other hand, the notion that the redistricting will automatically result in Democratic control is probably a bit of a stretch. Our best analysis at the law school is that probably Republicans have maybe a 5% majority in the legislature, but not the 64, 5, 6% majority that they have now.
Let's talk about the chaos in Washington. Kevin McCarthy, let's start there.
That one's in plentiful supply, don't you think? You know, McCarthy had a terrible time getting elected Speaker back in January. Then he was kicked out by just 8 members of his own party. And we went through another multiple rounds of voting to get a new Speaker. You would think that if, after all of that, it resolved some issues, then we would see things moving along, legislation moving along. But since Johnson became the Speaker, we haven't seen legislation moving along, and we face a January 19th deadline when the current budget continuing resolution runs out, and funding for part of the government would shut down those days. So it's not really produced a lot. The chaos has not produced a resolution of some of the tensions within the GOP.
And we're still talking about the 2020 election.
That one never goes around. Maybe we'll be talking about that in 2028 when we come back.
All right, when we come back, we will look ahead to the upcoming year in politics. So stay with us.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
Ask about 40% off lenses with purchase of frame. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped.
Hurry in, America. It's time to visit your Ford dealer for the final days of the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Choose from a large inventory of Ford vehicles equipped with technology and flexibility for any season. It's your last chance to get special offers on our great selection of Ford vehicles. Only during the final days of the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Choose FlexBuy on a new Ford SUV and get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $3,500 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Garage doors don't like the cold weather, but if it breaks, Precision Garage Door is always ready.
Does not matter if it's raining or snowing or any kind of other weather conditions, we're going to get it done on the same day. We know how important that is to our customers.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
In a Class 3 casino, you're playing against the house, so there's no guarantee a player has to win ever. And in a Class 2 casino, the players play against each other and not the house. So someone always wins.
So you're saying...
He's saying if you want to win at something, you have to go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, a Class 2 casino where someone has to win.
How about this then?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
Alrighty there, folks. Taking a look at traffic eastbound and westbound on the Beltline. If you've got travel now, things are looking pretty good. 60 to 58 miles per hour. It's probably because today is not a big work day that the Beltline's doing pretty decent. Northbound and southbound on 39 heading down towards Janesville. Things are doing just mighty fine, right around 70 miles per hour. And our friends up to the north and the west up towards the Dells on 90 eastbound also doing pretty good at 71 miles per hour. And with a nice forecast tonight, dry conditions, I anticipate the traffic to stay pretty fine and dandy tonight.
All right, thank you, Alex. If you'd like to have yourself an airy little Christmas, swing by this house in Peabody, Massachusetts. Homeowner Noah Rowan has more than 100 seasonal inflatables covering his house. It all started when Noah was just a kid, and his parents and family members donated to the collection each Christmas. It sort of blew up from there. We're back.
Wow.
We're back with Charles Franklin, the director of the Marquette Law School poll, looking ahead to 2024, a big election year.
Yes, we'll have a lot going on. In the state, we'll have the Senate race as well as the presidential race. We've got the primaries coming up starting January 15th in the Iowa caucus. So there's going to be a little action during the year.
What do you think about Donald Trump being the GOP nominee?
You know, at this point, it looks like he's the absolute prohibitive favorite. There's one very narrow scenario, which would be a surprisingly strong performance by either Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis in Iowa, followed by an upset win in New Hampshire. And then it goes to South Carolina, Nikki Haley's home state. But Donald Trump is leading in the polls in South Carolina as well as in Iowa. New Hampshire's a bit closer. So I don't think that's a very likely scenario, but I do think I've learned not to say never on this.
Right.
And a lot of people are not looking forward to a rematch.
No, in all of our polling data, we see that people are unenthusiastic about having a rerun of 2020. We've seen this show before. We know the characters, we know the scripts. But if that's what the nominating process delivers, then come next fall, we really will see people face the choice between Trump or Biden or one of the third-party candidates that will likely be on the ballots. And so at that point, people will come to make their final decisions. I think everything from now through the summer is the time when you can still think, gee, what if I only had this other candidate that I wanted? But sometime over the summer, we will know for sure who the nominees are going to be.
Well, specifically here in Wisconsin, I mean, Biden has targeted our state. He just visited, and earlier in the year as well, and Kamala Harris is expected to come too. Do you think the Democrats in our state are going to rally behind him?
Oh, I think certainly they will, and the campaign is putting their efforts here. Personal visits are the most indicative thing about priorities. But I think the issue will be, if you think of Trump won by 0.7 of a point or so, lost by 0.7 of a point or so, we are so close to how this could tip. And right now, Democrats are not enthusiastic about Biden as their nominee, though oddly, they like him quite a bit. Like him slightly better than Republicans like Trump, as a matter of fact. They're just not enthusiastic about him running for the nomination or being the candidate. But that's exactly where, once you're faced with the real choices that we will see next summer, where you would expect both parties to rally behind their candidates. Trump has some never-Trump folks within his party that Biden doesn't quite have on the Democratic side. And then we have independents, and there are not a lot of independents But they could tilt this race depending on how they feel about Joe Biden and how they feel about Donald Trump come next October.
And there's a lot of potential court appearances between now and then.
That'll be one of the most unusual, the most unusual thing is that Donald Trump could spend much of the campaign in court. Now, there's a big question of whether the early March, which is the first trial that's currently scheduled, whether it'll stick to that schedule. Trump's legal strategy is certainly to push those dates back, to delay as much as he can. So I don't know that we will see a court case actually get underway during the year, despite the schedule of them starting as soon as March. But it is entirely possible that at least over the summer or into the fall, one of those cases has started up. And there's just no precedent for that. But they are, unlike civil trials, the defendant is almost always required to be in court. So Trump actually could be in court 4 or 5 days a week through a good chunk of the year.
Wow.
Unprecedented.
Yes.
And they've got some big Supreme Court decisions coming?
A lot of them around Donald Trump, because those appeals on the gag order, on what presidential immunity and on other things are all bubbling up to the U.S. Supreme Court. They haven't decided any of those cases yet, and so there are lower courts that are making decisions for now. But that'll involve the court in a lot of stuff. The court also has its usual important decisions, some involving guns, some involving abortion and abortion medication, for example. So we have a pretty lively year in the Supreme Court, too.
Big year coming up.
Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
Charles, Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CRV. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
Try it this new year for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit Plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
This football season, win up to 25 times your cash with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Visit prizepicks.com/TV for a first deposit match up to $100.
Save big on automotive supplies from Menards. Check out our selection of automotive products, including AC Delco automotive batteries. Each one offers a 36-month free replacement warranty. Get $10 off all AC Delco batteries with exchange. Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic Motor Oil delivers superior engine protection and maintains fuel efficiency for the life of the oil. Just $19.99 after $8 mail-in rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
New at 5, the Christmas gift return rush has started just one day after the holiday. Hear from shoppers and store managers on the exchange frenzy. Then we wrap up our Time for Kids coloring sheets. Check out some of the artwork that brightened the hospital. That's coming up next.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays.
Okie dokie, folks, we're tracking one more day of precipitation here over the next 7 days. That's your Thursday, where we could be looking at 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch of water, mostly water, although some of our weather models are trying to paint a little bit of wet snow with this. I do think that if we get any snow, it's probably going to melt on contact with a warm surface. Once that weather system's out of here, and as we head towards 2024, it's looking dry, it's looking sunny, and temperatures are looking to be at or a little bit above normal. That's my forecast for the start of 2024.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Alex.
Tomorrow on Live at 4, Consumer Reports shows us how to raise a glass to a healthy new year.
And we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in the 2024 BMW X5 M60i. It's lightning fast luxury. That's coming up tomorrow here on Live at 4.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Do more together this holiday in the Chevy that's right for you. The award-winning Chevy Equinox, the hard-working Chevy Silverado, or the all-new high-tech Chevy Trax. Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $269 a month. Or get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Equinox models.
When an inexperienced Whole Foods driver tipped his truck over while pulling off the interstate to take a break, a bus carrying a high school band ran into the overturned semi. The crash killed 5 people and injured dozens of others. 2 of the victims' families hired Habish, and Rotier. The settlements they received totaled over $4.5 million. And the skill expended by the Habish team is head and shoulders above one phone call and a quick settlement. Habish, and Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Ask about 40% off lenses with purchase of frame. Wisconsin Vision. See more light.
In today's Final Touch, kids would often rather play with the box instead of the present inside.
Well, it turns out the same holds true for the clouded leopard cubs at the Nashville Zoo. Cats are cats, no matter what
That's
size.
for sure.
All right, thanks for helping out today, Catherine.
Absolutely.
News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.